To our fourth video in our series on Accudrive by Crimptronix. In this video, we want to demonstrate some of the advantages of feeding electronically. You know, I worked in the wire and cable industry for about a decade now, and personally have spent about 5 years as an engineer and a contract manufacturer of wire and cable assemblies. And I'll tell you, I've spent thousands, at least hundreds, if not thousands of hours chasing the demons of a mechanical feeding system. And I can just tell you that this unit and this idea completely chases all of those demons away. And so let me just take the opportunity to show you how the control unit works and what the kind of precise feeding you're going to have over this system. So you'll notice that in this one it's already powered up and the control unit is mounted to the right. You should know that it has a magnetic back, so this is dockable to your press or wherever is convenient for you. And likewise, the bracket that holds it in place on the applicator can be removed as well. So if that's more convenient, you're welcome to remove this if it works for you. Likewise, once the feeding settings are done, if you make any changes, you can simply disconnect this unit entirely and the system maintains all of those settings. So this can be stowed away so the operator cannot make any changes on the feeding system. Now remember from our previous video that the actual feeding distance is embedded in the lower crimp pack. And so that information stays 100% of the time. The controller unit is designed to help you have control over a number of other features regarding feeding. So let me walk you through some of those features. You'll notice that the system is very easy to use. There's just one control button. It spins and it also depresses, and it allows me to scroll through a menu that controls a number of things. The first thing that I control is the speed at which the feeding takes place. Now, if you've ever used a mechanical applicator, I'm sure you've had a situation in your Comax Gamma or other wire processing equipment where you've had to slow your press down to 10%, not because you couldn't crimp at that speed, but you couldn't feed at that speed. And because the mechanical applicator is all interconnected, you were left with running your entire machine at a very slow pace. Well, in this case, what we're able to do is go ahead and set the press at 100% and allow that crimping to occur that fast. But as the machine is continuing to process, I can have my feeding set at a very slow pace so that the next terminal is fed in place, say if it's a delicate terminal, without any damage and without any problem to the machine. So I can control the speed at which the feeding takes place. The second thing that I can control is a delay. So in that case, what I can do is have the machine go ahead and crimp at 100%, but I'm allowed to introduce a short delay, however short or long I want to, so that the machine or the operator can get the wire out of the way before the next terminal is in place. You'll remember with the old mechanical applicators, you would have to flip the RAM. You could do a post-termination or pre-termination feeding. It never worked well. In this case, you have electronic control. It'll work every single time. So I have speed. I have delay. Also have another other features. You know, when you're trying to crimp terminals, especially as an operator, there's often a lack of light available to the operator. So on a G press, they have that snake light that you try to put in there. On a K press, there's a big lamp that's 150 degrees that you'll burn yourself on. And there's been a lot of attempts, but the problem is the light's not where it needs to be. So we have a feature where you can simply turn on a very high power LED that's located down in the tooling area so that you can see precisely and the light is exactly where you need it. There's many other features as well that you can access that will make your whole life much easier as an engineer or as a user of this product. But remember, in the end, the biggest benefit that you have is that you have minimized the tooling that you're using so that you're no longer spending thousands of dollars procuring whole applicators, but rather you are simply purchasing crimp packs which are just either $8,000. And so the biggest advantage, again, comes back to the cost.